Bruchim haboyim. Welcome everyone. We're about to begin Be'ezras Hashem together on Daf Kuf Ches Amud Beis, starting with Daf Kuf Ches Amud Aleph, the last line on the Amud. After the Gemara discusses the mitzvah of Haseba, reclining on one's left side, to demonstrate that he's a Ben Chayrin. Now the Gemara focuses on the next part of the Mishnah, discusses the Dalit Koises, again a demonstration of Bnei Chayrin, and also as the Mefarshim explain, the Rishonim point out that each kois corresponds to another lashon of the Geula. As it states in the Pasuk, in the two Psukim, in Parshas Va'ero, it says, V'hoitzeisi, v'hitzalti, v'go'alti, v'lokachti. Each one of the koisos corresponds to one of the lashonos HaGeula. Says the Gemara, Omar Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi, Noshim chayavois ba'arba koisos halalu, Sha'af hein hayu ba'oisai hanes. Women indeed are obligated in the Dalit Koisos because they are also included in the Nes. What's the Chiddush over here? The Chiddush is that we know when it comes to mitzvahs asay shahazman grama, and although the Dalit Koisos are dirabanan, but it's ke'ein deraisa takun, whereby you might think that the women are then excluded from the mitzvah of Dalit Koisos. Kamash Malan, our Gemara teaches us otherwise, that women were included in the Nes, and therefore, Al Takara Satov, the Chachamim, they require that also women drink the Dalit Koisos. Rabbi Yehuda Amar Shmuel, Arba Koisos Halalu Tzorich, Sheibohen Kedei Mizigas Kois Yafe. He says it has to be that they are going to have Mizigas Kois Yafe. This refers to Kois Yafe as a kois of Birkas HaMazon. That means it has to have a revis. Sheson Chai Yatza, that when one drinks it, he has to drink it ideally diluted, but if he drank it Chai, when it was just the wine itself, without the dilution of water, then he's Yatza. In the times of Chazal, the wine was very, very strong, whereby when they drank wine, they diluted 3 parts of water to 1 part of wine. So here it states, if he did drink the wine that was undiluted, his yotza bidi evid. Sheson bebas achas yotza. Also, if he drank all at once, his yotza. Dahainu, it means to say that he drank all dalit kois, not from one large kois, because that would just be one kois. Rather, we're talking about 4 koisos, but he drank them all at once, one after the next, without the different parts to the Haggadah. So he's also yotza bidi evid. Hashko mehen libonov ulebnei beiso yotza. It also states in the name of Shmuel that hishke mehen, if he then gave to his household from his cup, then he'll be yotze. The Gemara will explain each one of these statements that Rav Yehuda made of Shmuel to say that he's yotze from all of these things. Starting with the second statement, and we'll come back to the first. Says the Gemara, Shison chai Yotza. If a person drank undiluted wine, he's Yotza. Omar Rove, Yedei Yayin Yotza. Yedei Cheiros Lo Yotza. Rove clarifies that which was stated in the name of Shmuel. That which it states that he's going to then drink the wine, he says that it's going to be undiluted. So he says he's going to be Yotza, says Rava, Yedei Yayin. That he's going to be Yotza. But Cheiros not, because since the regular way of drinking is when it's diluted, that's how Bnei Chayrin drinks, so he's not Yotzei, the mitzvah in its completion. Sheson babas achas, if he drinks all at once, again, doesn't mean one large kois, but rather 4 koisos, but he reads one after the next. So it states over here, Rav explains, Rav Omar, Yidei Yayin Yatza, Yidei Arba Koisos Lo Yatza. He's Yotze his chiyuv of Yayin, that's true, but his Dalit Koisos, he would have to drink again, he's not Yatza. Hishke mehen lebonov ulebnei beisoy Yatza. What did that mean? Says Rav Nachman to explain, Omar Rav Nachman bar Yitzchok. What does it mean that he gave to drink his household, and he's Yatza b'di'evid? Rav Nachman bar Yitzchok says, V'hu di ishtei ruba de kosa. It's talking about where each one drinks a roiv of the kois. Now, how could that be a roiv of the kois? If it's one person drinking the roiv, the second person can already not drink a rov of the kois. Rather, you must say it's a large kois. And kois over here refers to a revis. So you have a large kois with many revios. And when each one drinks either a majority of a revis, let's say a melo lugumov, then he's going to be yotzei. Not only him, but each one of the household drinks the roiv revis. Meisvei, the Gemara asks, Dalid koisos halalu, tzorich shehei bohen kedei revis, echad chai ve'echad mozug, echad chodesh ve'echad yoshan. The Tanna Kama in this brisa says that in order for a person to then yotzei his Dalid koisos, he needs that they be a revis of each one. That means there would be a 1 part undiluted wine that's going to be together with the 3 parts of water. And it should be indeed, not only should it be then diluted, it should be chadash, new, and it should be yoshan, and it could be old, whether it's new or old. New refers to where it doesn't have yet its proper flavor. Old means that it has become weakened in its flavor. So either one is good. That's the Tanna Kama. Rabbi Yehuda argues and he says it has to be flavorful. But that's in regards to then the tam. He's arguing, he says it can't be not chadash and not yashan. It has to be a strong flavor. Umare yayin. And it also has to be the mare of yayin, the haino has to be red. That's the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. But now the Gemara goes back to its question. Ketani mihas kidei revis. Nonetheless, it's written over here, and even Rabbi Yehuda agrees to this, that it has to be kidei revis. Ve'at amis kois yafe. The Gemara understood that which Rabbi Yehuda said in Shmuel, that it has to be kidei mezigas kois yafe, he thought that meant that all daled koisos have to have 1 revis of undiluted wine. And that would then mix together with all of the other waters to make 4 koisos. So really, it's going to be a quarter of a quarter in each kois. So the Gemara is asking, we see over here, not like that. We see over here that you need to have the 1 part undiluted with the 3 parts of water for each kois. So how can you tell me then, Vat amis kois yafe? Amri, the Gemara explains, no, idi v'idi chad shi'urhu. They're both meaning, even Shmuel meant that you have to have at least 1 part of undiluted water with the 3 parts of water in each kois. But what? The way he said it was a little bit different, but that's what he meant. Chad shiruhu, my kidei mezigas kois yafa. What did he mean when he said the words? It has to be kidei mezigas kois yafa. The ka'omar lekol chad v'chad dahaveluhu kulo revis. He meant to say that each and every one of the koisos has to have a revis of undiluted wine. Then you'll have 1 part wine and 3 parts water. He didn't mean to say that it's 1 part wine and then the rest water between the 4 cups. So therefore, they're not arguing. Gemara now goes to the latter opinion, the brayz that was just quoted. Rabbi Yehuda Omer tzarich shei bo tamu mare. He argues. The Tanna Kama says whether it's yashon or whether it's chadash, you can use such wine. On that, Rabbi Yehuda says no. It has to be tzarich to be tam, a strong flavor, and also it has to be a mara of red. Says the Gemara, Amarov, my time of the Rabbi Yehuda. What's this reasoning? The Chsiv, it says in the Pasuk, he brings a Pasuk from Mishlei. It says, Al teire yayin ki yis adam. Don't set your eyes on water, on wine, because it is red. So first of all, we see that it has to be red. And also, here the Pasuk is referring to somebody should not become overindulgent in wine, because it can then cloud his judgment, and therefore it's not good for a person to then overindulge in drinking of the wine. And therefore it's alteira yayin ki yis adam. Both it has to have the requirements of Yehuda that it be red, and also that it be a strong flavor in order to then be yotzei one's mitzvah of dalid koisos.